What is going on, my Dave Matthews Band friends? I'm finally getting around to some reviews, so let's review The Wharf. I enjoyed this show quite a bit. Show took place on May 25th of 2026. Fantastic show. Fantastic trip for me. I needed it badly. It was a little vacation. We ended up staying in Orange Beach for 5 days. Um, this is going to be kind of a three-part review. I'm going to review the area, the venue, and the show. And I think this is important because if you have thought about seeing the band at the Wharf, I highly recommend it. And here's some of the reasons why. So let's talk about the area. Okay, we're at Orange Beach. The Wharf itself is a tourist trap area. It's got everything you would expect from this kind of area. You've probably seen them before. I've seen them many different places I've been. It's basically an area where you can go and walk around shops, hit different restaurants, different bars. They've got shops, everything from soaps and shoes to uh, tourist type souvenir shops, ice cream, fantastic restaurants along the way. Is it expensive? Yes. Most everything at a tourist area is going to be expensive, so I didn't really worry too much about that. We really enjoyed the area. Now, full disclosure, been to the area several times, so we had some things in mind that we wanted to do. A couple restaurants we wanted to hit, a couple things we wanted to see. So that's the Wharf area. The Wharf area is very nice. Now, we stayed at the Spring Hill Suites right at the Wharf. It was a 10-minute walk from the hotel door to the venue and a 5-minute walk to restaurants and bars. So, absolutely love that. I'm old, if I can walk somewhere and go that route, I'm much happier. Don't have to fight for parking. Don't have to worry about if I drink a little bit too much, I can just walk myself back. Very nice little marina area. It was not on the ocean, but those were like tidewaters and whatever you call that. It was beautiful. It was very nice. Um, Hotel, Spring Hill Suites, not overly expensive. Now, we did book kind of early, but absolutely 100% would do it again. I would stay at that hotel every time I went. In fact, if I just went to Orange Beach, I might just stay at that hotel because it was nice. Had a great pool area, everything you could want. It comfortable. Yeah, I have no complaints about 5 stars to the Spring Hill Suites. The Wharf is very cool as far as all that other stuff goes too. Even though it's a little tourist trappy, it worked. So let's talk about the Wharf, the venue itself. This is my first time ever attending a show at this venue for anyone. And I would say that I enjoyed it quite a bit. It rained a lot that day. It was wet. It rained up until the show started, and I believe it might have even sprinkled a little bit during the show a couple times. However, that didn't ruin my night. Not much wood at that point. So I love the venue, small venue, intimate. We sat in the second section, which was bleachers. That I would try to avoid for me. I'm old. I had a stroke a few months ago. Just wasn't good on my body to sit on bleachers. Should have had one of them pads or like a bleacher seat. Probably would have been much more comfortable. That being said, I have no complaints about the venue. I dug the fact that it was a little smaller. My home venue is Deer Creek. So, this venue was probably less than half the size. I would have to look it up again. I think the capacity there was right around 9 or 10,000. But again, very nice, very clean, good food options. Again, still expensive like everywhere is right now, or just always has been. Um, Now, they did have, which I thought was pretty cool, this little, like, I'm going to call it the food court area. It had some trucks and different food options. What I thought was cool about this was is they had a giant television over there that had the show on it, and the sound system for this TV was phenomenal, surprisingly. And sound for me is a big deal. So I'm an audiophile, if you go by that kind of thing. Um, I like good sound. Bad sound will ruin a show for me in a heartbeat. But because I wasn't doing well on the bleachers, we went over to this little area. There was picnic tables. Might have even been bales of hay, but it was so wet I wouldn't have sat on those. But for the last, I want to say 2 to 5 songs of the show, including the encore, we sat over in this area. It was just a little better on my back. Again, I'm not complaining about the venue. If you need seats, though, you want to go for seats in the first level of the venue because they had actual seats there. All right. I know this is a long winded one, but hang out with me. So now let's talk about the show. This was my first show of the season, and it did not disappoint. Now, I will say this, it was a little emotional for me. This is the day, the 26th of May would have been my son's 31st birthday. He passed away several years ago, and it's so strange how life works out because the band played a couple songs that were some of his favorite songs, and he was raised on Dave, so um, so it was a little emotional for me, and I don't really need to go into why. I'm sure you get it, but I don't normally chase songs. I don't normally say anything about a set list. I don't complain about a set list. I don't care what they play. They can play nursery rhymes and I dig it. So I'm definitely a person that the band can do no wrong. That's just me though. So the set list was though pretty fantastic. I mean, we got 41, we got 7, Straight Shot, Pig, Black and Bluebird, got Sledgehammer cover, which I always enjoy. For me, these are the songs I enjoyed the most. Why I Am, Dreaming Tree, always a favorite of mine. Cornbread, that was, if I had a Chase song this year, that was definitely one of them. Cornbread, Cha Cha, uh, Break Free, those would have been songs I wanted to hear this year. Gravedigger, that's the one that's one that always just makes me cry like a baby because that was one of my son's favorite songs and always been a favorite of mine. Um, we got a good encore. It was What Would You Say? There was the Dave solo, which I think it was Making It Great Again. Um, Fantastic show for me. But again, I don't I don't ever complain about set lists. Just not my thing to do. Um, I enjoy whatever they'll play, and I just feel lucky that I still get to see my favorite band after all these years. 30 years of this band for me, or is it 30? I'm so old I can't remember. I've been following this band since 95. So, fantastic show and fantastic venue. If you get the opportunity to catch a show at the Wharf, a Dave show, I highly recommend it. Little sidebar, the night before, um, I cannot remember who was at the Wharf, but it was Stone Temple Pilots and I can't remember who else. But the area is so nice that you can actually go sit on park benches over by the water and you can hear the show absolutely clearly. It was beautiful. So the night before, Dave, we sat out there and listened to a little bit of STP. Not my STP, this is the new version, but it's all good. It was enjoyable. So I'm not even going to rate this show because I'm biased as hell. And every Dave show is going to be a 10 of 10 for me. So I'm just going to leave the ratings alone. But you had nothing to complain about if you approached this show the way that we did. I think it was fantastic. I enjoyed a lot of time with just relaxing. So, all right, folks, that was long winded and I'm sorry, but I hope you stayed around to the end. Hey, if you dig content like this, please give me a follow, share my videos. I'm just trying to build a following, and I just want to give my opinions on the music that I love, and I love a lot of music. So that being said, everybody be good to each other and stay trippy.